It is a general reading. This may or may not resonate. Okay, if it doesn't, check out your other placements. If you need a personal reading, all that information is going to be below.
All right, let's start. So what I see here is that we do have a very, very positive card right now, signifying a lot of success and self-confidence, okay? You have almost likely reached an achievement at work, okay? You've reached like this particular a spot where you're very, very proud of yourself. There are rewards that are likely to come your way, and this could be a promotion, this could be a raise, okay? Which is very forthcoming, okay? Or it has already recently occurred. If you have recently completed a project, then you're going to have good results, or you already have, okay? So again, this could be past, present, future. Like I said, right? Time is fluid, so know where it resonates. Whatever battles you fought in the past or recently, okay, something could have been in your favor. But yeah, you need to enjoy this moment of contentment and confidence, okay? So just be careful of one thing, that sometimes success can get to our heads, okay? So don't let your assuredness get into egoism. You know, you can celebrate the end of any conflicts that you had, enjoy your current position, but don't let it turn into arrogance or, you know, overinflated ego. I do see here that there is a lot of enthusiasm that you have here, okay? This energy is perfect, okay? It's a big compliment to any of you who want to start a new venture. If you're likely to be passionate about a new project that you're facing, okay, at work, or you might probably just be eager to get into some new responsibilities. But that's a lot of eager, okay? You're like, you want it like now, okay? If you're not starting anything new, I feel you're a little bit of frustrated, okay, with the lack of progress. Because the Knight of Wands is movement, right? You want constant movement. You want constantly to keep moving forward. You have that enthusiasm. You've got that go-getter energy, okay, within you. But yeah, this also is like, it can be like a bit of a double-edged sword. Okay, so if you have that burst of enthusiasm, but you're probably feeling you're fearing it's all going to waste. Like I said, right? That's, I love the enthusiasm, but probably you feel it's just not being channeled into the right direction. So try and seek out new opportunities for yourself, okay? Because yeah, you're in that mode of like, oh, I want this, okay? But I like it because it's in the upright, so you're channelizing your energies towards something that you're very passionate about, very, very enthusiastic about. It could be a hobby that you want to turn into a business, a passion you want to turn into business, or any new project that you're very excited about, okay? But yeah, there is a little bit of stiffness here, so be careful about that. If you're waiting for things to fall into your lap, that's not going to happen, okay? Maybe you're waiting for things, you've been waiting for things to fall into your lap, okay? When you really literally should have been seeking out opportunities, okay? So that could be one of the reasons why this is here, okay? Because again, this does look to me as as something where, you know what, like, see, you've already achieved the Six of Wands. You've achieved that that public recognition, okay? People are recognizing you for your work, rewards, etc., okay? You're very confident. But again, you probably want to put in a little more. But again, you want to put in a little more, you're gonna have to find more opportunities to do it, okay? Utilize your energy to advance, okay? Even if it takes that extra effort on your part, okay? What I also see here is that there is some kind of stress that you're probably going through, okay? So I'm getting that either you've given yourself a break, a much needed little break from work, okay? And now you're getting back, you're feeling ready to return back to work, okay? You could have used this time to be a way to reduce your stress, or, you know, take some time, okay? Much needed to care for yourself, okay? You're back with a lot of, with that refreshed, rejuvenated time away, okay? And you know, you're more likely to find out that situations that have caused you a lot of suffering and frustration, you know, things are going to get much better and easier to handle, okay? Or what I'm getting is that the other side of this is that try and be more aware of your stress levels from here on, okay? Because sometimes this card is also a signal of continuing working. You know, you're still at work despite needing rest. This is someone who's very bad with their coping strategies of stress, okay? You don't tend to take a break. You tend to burn yourself out. You tend to reach that point of exhaustion, okay? Reach that point of burnout. So yeah, that's something you need to do. Right now, this is looking more restless to me. It can be someone who's ready to come back after a break, okay? Because with the Knight of Wands here, you're very passionate about it. But this could also mean there's a lot of passion here. You want to achieve something, but you're not giving yourself that break, okay? You need to reconsider, okay, that our bodies will often force us to take a break if you don't do it. That's just how the body talks to us, okay? So you might want to either consider changing a job if the situation looks like it's not improving, if you feel stifled within the career, or you just need to take a break and just need some time out, okay? In order for things to move forward for you. All right. In the blockages, what I do see is that there could be some bad news that's coming your way, or there's just this energy where you probably are neglecting your work. If you're a student, you're probably neglecting your studies right now, but we're talking about career, so we're going to stick to your work. This means that your foundation for success is feeling very, very shaky right now, okay? A little wishy-washy. You probably are daydreaming about being successful, wanting to achieve something very, very, something very tangible, okay? Very stable in your career, okay? But when it literally comes to putting in the work, that's when the procrastination is coming in. You probably are being lazy and unmotivated, or you're just someone, who's wanting for everything to be 100% correct. You want the entire situation to be your way. That's when you'll put in the effort, okay? You're making things more difficult than they seem. Seriously. You're probably waiting for the correct situation, the correct time, the correct people, the correct way to talk. It's like, oh, everything should be in its right box, and that's when I'm going to come in. Waiting for things to be absolutely your way. That's when you will think you're happy, and that's when you think you're going to make the move. You're missing out opportunities because of that, okay? You're not being realistic about what you want to achieve, and you're not willing to sacrifice to get there. You need to do that. You need to put in your best effort, which I don't see you doing that. I'm getting, this could also be someone, this could also come from some unrealistic ideals about success, okay? You have this unrealistic idea about success, okay? But you don't see that backbreaking work that it takes to get there. So, yeah, you want everything. Knight of Wands, Page of Pentacles, a lot of enthusiasm. Got it. But when it comes to putting that real work, that's when you're copping out. That's when you're trying to take the easy way out, okay? So, won't be happening. Could also be unrealistic expectations, okay? In your environment, I'm seeing that something is not going to go as planned, okay? This is one of your biggest blockages here. Either there is an event or a launch, okay, that might not bring in the kind of success and the result you're intending to. But what I'm getting more here is that, yes, this is also delayed or cancelled events here, but this is more in the blockages, okay? I'm getting more of like your work environment can be particularly toxic right now. There could be likely gossip, okay, in the forms of undercutting that are destroying, the entire environment here. There may be conflicts all around, okay, and some of this could be directed at you, okay. So you need to be very, very careful about that. You need to stay away from the shit talkers. You probably don't want to be a part of that gang, okay. Or you're just going to simply have to deal with being caught in between the crossfire, okay? Just try your best not to be a part of this negativity, because that's a lot of negativity. People trying to, gang up against you. I'm literally getting two camps, okay? Whereas you against the world kind of thing, okay? So don't add fuel to the fire, okay? It's only going to burn you in the long run. This is not worth it. So yeah, if you're being a part of this, let it go. If there is a toxic situation, figure yourself out, okay? You need to get out of it. And the last blockage I'm seeing here is that there is a lack of focus and a lack of discipline here, okay? Which is again, making you falter. You're probably lacking these qualities here at your workplace, okay? You probably are noticing that this lack of discipline and lack of focus is taking a toll on your projects, okay? This is also someone who's very rigid, okay? And like a bureaucracy is what I'd say in your work environment, or this is you probably, or your boss, okay? Someone who's very rigid, okay, about the way they want to function. It's like, this is the only way, my way or the highway kinds, okay? This may stifle, this may block your sense of creativity and motivation, okay? This is also someone who has at work environment, like the processes, that need to do, it's like, there is a process here, okay, which is very tedious and frustrating for you. Okay, something's frustrating you, it's blocking you, and you feel the need to get out of this, okay? Someone's literally, I'm getting like choking you, or you're feeling very claustrophobic in the environment you are in. Okay, at worst, if this is a boss or a senior employee, right? This is someone who rules the workplace, this is a tyrant. Okay, if this is your situation, that the kind of person you're dealing with, it's really time to start looking for employment elsewhere. Okay, the Four of Swords in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. This is also someone, who's literally frustrating you where it's time for you to switch the job, okay? Because you're not happy here. Your job is either giving you too much work and you're not being able to handle it, which is leading to a burnout. Or this is just a boss here out here, okay, around you, or this is just you. Whoever, take it how it resonates. I mean, with the Three of Cups here, with your environment being toxic, and there could, if this is someone around you, then this could be some, definitely, which is completely blocking your creativity. Okay, probably that's one of the reasons why you're not putting in the work, you're feeling lazy. Demotivation is what I'm getting. Because you're so confident with the Knight of Wands and the Six of Wands. You want this, you've achieved this level of success. But something's stressing you out like big time, And these are your blockages out here, okay? They're all in the reverse, which tells me that these are blockages you're probably not ready to take action and not being able to solve them, okay? So just be very mindful about that. See, if this is going to continue, then in the near future, we have this lack of inspiration, okay, with the Ace of Wands in reverse here. This deficit is going to manifest in a variety of ways, okay? So you might, in the near future, you might have a hard time brainstorming, okay? If your career or your business requires a lot of creativity, okay, it may seem like you're going to be drained out of ideas, okay? Maybe when you sit to write down simple letters or papers, you might find yourself just staring at a blank page, okay, for longer than usual, okay? So this lack of creativity is making it even more difficult time for you to start new projects or jobs. So yeah, with the Knight of Wands here and the Ace of Wands in reverse, you've got it. You're ready to go. But again, in the near future, it looks like you're going to hit a lot of speed bumps, okay? It's like you start, stop. Some things like, like 1 second you're really creative about it, but when it literally comes to putting it into action, you're popping out or you're just not being able to do it because you're feeling so blocked, right? This is also when the timing is particularly unfortunate because you're very prone to frustration, okay? And a lack of progress, okay? Things are not being progressed. You're getting frustrated. You want something fast moving. You want to move. I'm even getting you want to travel. Your workplace is probably someone, which is not really offering you that opportunity right now, probably, considering the what's going on in the world right now, okay? But yeah, there's something here, okay, which is keeping you so stuck. So just try to be patient, okay? You're lacking patience with both your inspiration and your career path, okay? So yeah, there are lulls sometimes, okay? So this is not very uncommon, okay? And neither can you escape it. But you need to treat yourself with a lot of kindness. Okay, do things that tend to inspire you when possible, okay? Because of this, again, we're getting here that this is indicating Three of Wands in reverse, right? This is more frustration, more stagnation, okay? You could even have opportunities, okay, where you can get to travel, okay? But you're probably, because of the losing that passion, losing that spark, right? You could be even rejecting opportunities that are being presented to you, okay? There could be many things that you would want to explore. But you might feel like you're in a box, you're boxed or you just feel like you've got to let go the chances, okay, without capitalizing on them. You could even probably in the near future turn down the chance to go somewhere else for a new job or expand your business globally, okay? I feel this is someone, where you're probably wanting to explore so much, okay? Again, the Knight of Wands is literally staring at me. Look at the enthusiasm here, but you're giving up. You're giving up too soon. And all this is because you're not being, you feel stuck, you feel stuck, like literally, and the term that I use, you feel boxed right now. You don't see any way out to channelize that energy, that amazing energy that you have. I mean, you've come right here, right? It's the stress also, and it could be your boss or a senior colleague who's making life hell for you. Someone who's probably constantly interfering in your work also, making the environment toxic. Anyways, this is toxicity, okay? This is not only you, but this is people around you because we have threes here. Yeah. And of course, I won't always put it on the external environment, but you too are not putting in the work. Seriously. You have realistic goals. You want to put in the effort, okay? I mean, you want to reach somewhere, you got to put in the effort. Okay? It's not going to fall into your lap. But this is more external, looks to me, okay? The Three of Cups in reverse and the Emperor in reverse here. If this is a boss who's making life hell, you need to rethink where you are at. I mean, it could be that your frustration and anger, your annoyance with that lack of progression, okay, or that challenges at your workplace is really also taking a toll, okay, which is why you're like, screw this, I can't do this, you know, like I can't push forward. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to explore my options. You know, I'm literally getting like, you know, you feel your wings are clipped. You want so much, you want to do so much, but you just feel like a bird in a cage. Actually, a bird in a cage is what I'm getting. Because look, out here, you're imaginative, you're sensitive, you're a very creative person as usual, right? We have the Pisces here. Very creative, okay? And this is you wanting to focus on something creative, like art, fashion, poetry, music, any other field, okay? Where you can use your talent to create something, okay? Maybe you're even a tarot reader, okay? But this is the problem here with the Page of Cups, is that this is someone who can often have trouble putting their feelings into words. Which means that their creative outlets tends to be in places where they can express themselves. And with this here, these two things are telling me that your environment is stopping you from being creative, okay? You want to be creative, you want to put yourself out there, you want to open up, you want to bloom. But again, because of your environment being so toxic here, right? So again, that's something that's stopping you from making your dreams into reality. Because look, one more issue we have here is that this is often someone who has their head in the clouds, okay? Again, Page of Pentacles, right? Wanting something, but it's not being realistic, okay? You're not still looking at the kind of work that you need to put into it in order to achieve it. Yeah. So just ensure that you're not simply daydreaming about your work goals or your business, okay? And you're actually putting in the effort and taking action to make them become real, okay? Get realistic. Follow your dreams, yes. But just be sure that you're very, very well grounded in reality. Okay? So that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope this reading resonates with you. And like, share, subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.